People living in Kenya will enjoy steadier electricity supply in the next 3 years because of a new project by the government expected to provide electricity to over 70% of Kenya. This good news was shared by the country's Deputy President, William Ruto, in Davos, Switzerland, where he addressed all those present at the World Economic Forum. The Deputy President disclosed that the government would be carrying out the project in partnership with the African Development Bank and that it would also include infrastructural development, which is in turn expected to increase the economic growth of Kenya. Deputy President Ruto stated that Kenya is open to investors and the nation is doing its best to create more employment opportunities for Kenyans and all those living in the country. He added that power is a major priority for the administration because it encourages potential investors. According to Mr. Ruto, Kenya is looking forward to generate clean energy. In the next 3 years, we will have 300% supply of electricity. We want it to reach 70% of our population. According to research, over 600 million people in Africa do not have access to reliable energy, and this significantly limits their quality of life and development. At this year's meeting of the World Economic Forum, important stakeholders explored different ways of financing new technology as well as business models, including off-grid distributed energy solutions, which can be developed to provide more people with power. Still at the forum, former US Vice President Al Gore commended the continent and especially Kenya on the use of mobile phone money transfers and said Africa needed to light up homes and industries to realize better developments. A sober World Health Organization has acknowledged that the organization was unprepared in their response to Ebola and has begun reforms to improve the situation for future purposes. At an emergency session in Geneva, Director General Margaret Chan said Ebola had taught the World Health Organization and the world at large how we must act in the future. At the meeting, she's quoted as saying, "This was West Africa's first experience with the virus, and it delivered some horrific shocks and surprises. The world, including the WHO, was too slow to see what was unfolding before us. Ebola is a tragedy that has taught the world, including WHO, many lessons about how to prevent similar events in the future." She added that, "Never again should the world be caught by surprise, unprepared." Despite the slow initial response, there is a lot of good news coming with regard to Ebola. Liberia announced on the 16th of January that it was down to only 5 confirmed cases, and the other 2 countries affected, Guinea and Sierra Leone, have also recorded falls in infection rates. We hope it continues till we have 0 cases all over the continent. Namibian soldiers will be housed by the Namibian Defense Force in a nationwide exercise which will provide living spaces for them. The NDF Chief Lieutenant General John Mutwa issued a letter that homeless men and women of the armed forces of the country should be registered for possible housing, citing the increasing size of the army, which was putting pressure on existing military structures and houses as a major reason for the move. He's quoted as saying, "The ongoing infrastructure development projects are very slow and are therefore not helping at all. This is the reason we do not have married quarters and other appropriate accommodation facilities." He added that a high number of the soldiers were family men and needed to own homes and also for the future. Spokesperson for the military, Colonel Monica Shea, clarified, however, that the initiative is not a land distribution procedure and that only the Lands Ministry had the authority to allocate land. She's quoted as saying, "We need family quarters and so on. Everybody needs accommodation and the life of a soldier is not to live on the base. There comes a time when they retire. Hence, they need accommodation. We have not registered anyone for land." Guys, this episode is loaded for you, but you're going to have to wait till after the break to see what we have for you. Don't go anywhere.